It's like, oh yeah, I want that Von Miller money, dude. You're on the Patriots. Don't say shit like that. Bill will trade you for a ham sandwich.
What'd you do for Thanksgiving?
A lot of food. That's pretty much it. A whole lot of food, watched some football. Actually, I only watched like one of the games all the way through, and then I watched the last one. I saw the end of it. But
which one?
Well, the one that I just saw the end of, that was the Redskins and the Giants.
And poor Giants.
You know, I actually thought they were going to win that game for a few minutes. They got an interception, ran it all the way back for a touchdown, and got it tied up, and then their defense was looking all right, and then they blew it. And the Redskins got a touchdown, ran the clock out. For a moment, I thought they were actually going to get a win.
The Browns, those are the real victims. 0-10 now.
You know, I don't know why that team can never get right. I just don't understand how you can be that bad every single year whenever you're getting to pick in like the top 5 to 10 of the draft every single year. They should be getting their pick of the best players out of college every single year, and still they can't do anything. It's got to be coaching or maybe even front office at this point, because they've had multiple coaches.
Right.
Because I mean, you know, you could give Bill Belichick like a whole bunch of third stringers from another team that they didn't want, and he'll win a damn Super Bowl with them as long as Tom Brady is still there to anchor that.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, it really does come down to the players too, as far as ability and execution. But
the coach's job is to figure out what they can do and then structure the offense and the defensive strategy around what he's got to work with.
I saw it was this morning on SportsCenter. They were talking about, you know, Garoppolo got sent from the Patriots to the 49ers, who are like 2-9 right now, 2-8, something like that. And they're not starting him. So it's like he went from the best team to one of the worst teams, and he's still not starting QB.
Yeah, I don't know if they just think that he's not ready because he doesn't know their system yet.
That's what Erica said, that she heard somewhere that they're going to basically give him another year of training before they start him next year. But
it would make sense because this season's over. So why put him out there and get him hurt whenever you can teach him the system now and
true.
Have him ready to go next year when you're on a clean slate? Because when you're at 2-8, it's over. It's over. You're not making the playoffs. So I mean, why get him out there and get him, hurt early? I mean, maybe put him out in the last week or two, let him get some test games that don't matter, but it's really hard to just show up and learn a team's offensive system in just a week or two, either way. Yeah,
that's true. It definitely makes sense as far as the potential for injury as well.
Oh yeah, because they wouldn't want to trade for him. They did say they think he's their quarterback of the future.
Probably. He might actually bring him back.
Maybe. Or it might turn out that he's not as good when he's away from New England.
That's also possible. We were also talking about this morning. Who do you think is very possible for this year's Super Bowl? If you can't call that yet, then what about playoffs?
From the AFC side, I'm pretty confident it's either going to be New England or Pittsburgh that goes from the AFC side, and I think New England.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
But Pittsburgh wouldn't shock me. The way they started out the season kind of rocky, but Pittsburgh is, well, actually so did New England. They both started out the season kind of rocky.
Yeah. I mean, they're at the same record right now, 8-2. So.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh, the last time I saw them play, they had the look of a team that's playing at their top potential right now. So they could beat anybody.
It's possible. All right, what about NFC?
NFC, to me, is a lot harder to call, and maybe it's because I've got some of my own personal biases mixed in.
Well, I don't think the Panthers are going.
I actually think they can, the way they're playing right now. The way they've played in their last 2 games, they've looked so much better, both on offense and defense. So if they continue to play at that level, they'll make it into the playoffs at least on a wild card. and from there, who knows? So I think they could go. They're not the most likely, in my opinion. But the NFC, the other reason it's really hard to call is you've got 3 teams that are basically right there at the top of it, and that's Philly,
yeah,
which I think is everyone's favorite, the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
And they looked really good yesterday, but at the same time, the Lions looked really bad. Like, they missed a lot of opportunities and probably could have won that game.
Right.
Like, a lot of overthrows, just really blown and wasted opportunities from the Lions yesterday.
What about the Packers?
Oh, no, they're done.
Yeah.
The Packers without Aaron Rodgers, man, they're not going to the Super Bowl.
What happened to him?
He got his collarbone broken.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so, I mean, they were looking really good while he was still in there, but come on, that's like Tom Brady being out. It's not the same team whenever he's on the sideline.
And they don't have a Garoppolo to fill in, so.
No. I mean, so I don't think the Packers are going to get in there. I mean, they're in the hunt for a wild card right now. Right now, if the playoffs start today, the Packers wouldn't even get to be in the playoffs. The 2 wild card teams would be Carolina and Atlanta.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Falcons, whether they'd be a wild card or not, and I could see it happening, but it's a long shot for another Super Bowl.
If Carolina and Atlanta both win out, they'll probably be playing for a playoff spot on December 31st. But
yeah, that's true too.
Because that's the end of the season. I'll actually be going to that game. That's going to be the first NFL game I've ever gone to live.
They're hype, man. Where is that going to be? Is that Charlotte or Atlanta?
It's Atlanta.
Oh, cool. You can stay at my house.
Probably not. I'm actually heading down with Daniel and another friend. Apparently, we're going to stay with his friend's brother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the travel plans are. I've done absolutely zero work on the travel plans. I'm pretty much just going to show up, get in the car, and
Shocking.
Go.
No preparation from Jonathan? That's shocking. So you finally saw Justice League.
Yeah, well, it's only 2 days after it came out. It was the first day off I'd had since it came out.
Well, I watched it the day it came out, and it felt like an eternity before I could finally talk to you about it.
Yeah, it was literally only 2 days.
What'd you think?
Which, by the way, for anyone listening, here's your spoiler alert.
Yes, there will definitely be spoilers. I don't know how to talk about movies without spoilers. That's why I don't. If someone I want to talk about a movie to hasn't seen it yet, I don't want to talk about it. Period.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, pause this right here. Go buy a movie ticket, and come back when you're done.
Yeah. Do it right now.
Yes, right now. Whatever you're doing, whatever else is going on in your life, drop it and go see Justice League.
Well, first let's talk about what we thought of it, our personal opinion on it. I
loved it. I thought it was probably the best team-up movie I've seen in a long time. I enjoyed it more than I'm not going to, I'm not a film critic. I'm not going to say it's definitely a better movie, but I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed The Avengers.
Wow.
And because, just everything from, I liked how the characters of the different heroes really worked together. And I know people were, I guess, kind of surprised because they didn't have time to set some of this stuff up. But each one of them actually it felt like they were a real part of the movie. No one felt like they were just, a little bit of a sidekick and didn't really belong there, or like they were there for just a little bit of comic relief on the side.
That's kind of what I was afraid of with Cyborg, because, he basically is popular from the Teen Titans cartoon. And not a lot of people watch that, at least not in our age group, I was afraid of that, but Cyborg was actually really awesome in that movie.
And he got some good, emotional scenes and deep character development in a very short time. I thought they did a good job with a short time developing his character quickly.
Yeah.
And without relying on you already knowing who Cyborg is. Of course, Gal Gadot was amazing. Just same as she was in Wonder Woman, so I wasn't surprised that, that went well. It was cool that Flash was a young Flash that didn't really know his powers yet.
Well, yeah, because I've always had this rant that the Flash is the most powerful character, if you really think about the potential of his powers.
Yeah, it's really Superman, though, because he doesn't have limits. There are no limits. His writers have even been quoted as saying that he's pretty much as strong as he needs to be.
Yeah, but the Flash can control time and can move faster than the speed of light.
It doesn't really go well for him whenever he does try to control time.
Yeah, he sucks at time travel, but so does everyone ever in time traveling stories. No one's good at it.
But also all that speed, and this is one of my favorite moments of the movie. Superman's just got the entire rest of the Justice League under thumb, pretty much. He's got them all. He's grabbed a hold of all of them, and Flash tries to run around behind him. Superman just side-eyes him. I was like, oh shit. I thought those were some of the best action sequences I've seen in a long time. The way they were shot, the way they, brought Superman's powers to life on the screen. I thought that was pretty much the best they've ever brought Superman to life on the screen.
It's really funny hearing that because, well, first of all, I agree with you. My opinion of the movie is it's probably the best or maybe the second best DCEU movie so far. At the same time, you have the armchair critics. They're saying that, actually that scene in particular, which I also loved, they're saying that it was the most convoluted, poorly done scene, or one of, in the entire movie. Because
why?
I guess it's how they bring Superman back to life, and the fact that while they're fighting each other, meanwhile Steppenwolf just snatches the mother box. I think people are really hating on the whole Joss Whedon reshoots. It really, especially the Zack Snyder fanboys, they're talking about, anything that's not Zack Snyder, they're like, oh, it's shit.
I didn't know which parts were which. But they're
basically anything with that famous Joss Whedon comedy in the dialogue, or especially anytime Henry Cavill's face looked weird because of the CG, the mustache gate.
Well, I thought that I just thought that scene went super well for showing, in a way it showed a little bit of Superman's human side too. He comes back, he's confused. He's not just instantly Superman all over again. He's got all these powers, but he doesn't even know who's standing in front of him. The first person he recognizes is Batman.
Right.
And of course he's not happy about that.
My interpretation of it, and of course it's movies, everybody. It's open to interpretation. I could be way overthinking this, but it just, while I was watching this, I was thinking he couldn't remember anything. And it just made me think, is this what Superman could have been like if he wasn't raised by Martha and Jonathan? Yeah, Jonathan. If he wasn't raised by this nice family in the middle of Kansas or wherever, would he have been like that? You know what I mean?
Well, they explored that in Red Son. He's raised by a Russian family under, communist Russia, and he actually still ends up being a major good guy character at the end of it. He just has a longer path getting there.
It's strange how it's Russian. Smells like propaganda to me.
Yeah, well, it was just, because, Superman's timeline, he lands in Kansas during the Cold War, so the alternative story was to have him land in, what if he didn't land in the United States? What if he landed in, the Soviet Union?
Right.
I took him almost like a confused child in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because, he wasn't going to just attack anyone, but then Cyborg is, terrified and can't control his suit and fires at him, so now he's in defense mode. He's trying to defend himself. Doesn't even know who these people are, but he does know they just shot at him.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. Cyborg can't control his powers either, and he took a shot at him.
Yeah, whenever he took that shot at him, he's, now Superman thinks they're there to hurt him. And of course, then when he sees Batman, one of my favorite moments of the movie is when he's just holding Batman off the ground by his face.
Mm-hmm.
And he asks him, do you bleed?
Yeah, that was perfect.
So it's just oh shit.
Yeah, in the theater, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, a guy sitting right next to me did that. He's just like, oh shit.
This has actually been one of the first movies in a long time, not just DCEU movies, but even Marvel in all movies, that made me speak out loud in a lot of cases. Like the end credit scene with Deathstroke. Spoilers.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. As soon as I, and of course, me. As soon as they panned the camera across him to the back, and I saw the two swords, I was just like, oh shit, Deathstroke, out loud.
Yeah, like
And then,
it was basically just like myself, my wife, and a few more people that actually, I guess, know well enough to stay after the credits. I don't know. But someone behind us was like, it's Red Hood. It's Red Hood. And I was like, no. Like, I was trying to figure it out in my head. I was like, no, it's not Red Hood. It was like, swords, back, Deathstroke!
yeah, I was waiting for some dumb fuck to be like, Deadpool?
No. See, that's something that I used to work with this Marvel fanboy. Like, full on, Marvel's the best, DC sucks. And he tried to tell me that Deathstroke was a knockoff of Deadpool. And I was like, no, he's not. It's the exact opposite. Deadpool is literally like a Marvel parody of Deathstroke. Slade Wilson, Wade Wilson.
Yeah, he was written as a joke character, and his authors were so sure that it wasn't going to last long that they were just doing ridiculous shit on purpose.
Yeah.
And the character actually got famous for that ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
They thought that was going to get canceled any day now. And lo and behold, that attitude ended up making him famous. But yeah, his look and everything was stolen. They were actually trying to mock the overly seriousness of the DC universe, because DC is pretty serious. For the most part, I think that's what gets people. Like, DC doesn't have a lot of the levity and stuff. Like, I did spot one Joss Whedon moment in this movie. It's at the end of that Superman fight sequence.
And the scene where Aquaman is sitting on the lasso, Wonder Woman's lasso, and he just starts spewing stuff. That was hilarious, but most likely a Joss Whedon shot.
Probably a Joss Whedon shot, but at the same time, kind of awesome too. I actually really liked that.
Yeah, I like Joss Whedon. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was a good pair for him to bring a little bit of the levity to the DC universe, because at times DC movies can be extremely heavy. Because on the second rewatch, I liked it, but Batman vs Superman, that movie was so damn serious and so heavy all the way through.
I mean, I get it, especially with something like Batman, who is usually really serious. But when you take a typically serious character and give him sort of a comic relief, even if it's coming from himself, it in a strange way, it makes them more relatable in a way. It kind of releases tension, I should say.
I like how they took a second to touch on how Clark, even though he's an alien, he's really more human than Bruce. Yeah,
that was one of the main things about Superman. The people who hate Superman, it's like, he's a fucking alien. You can't relate to him. It's like, I think you're doing a great job, especially in this one. Making Batman this sort of broken character.
Yeah, I really thought that was well done.
Yeah.
And I thought Ben Affleck did a really good job at it. It's kind of one of the things that I always thought was going to be terrible the first time I ever heard of Affleck as Batman. But I've seen it in 3 different movies now, and he was good in all 3 of them. He's especially good at being Bruce Wayne. Yeah, especially old Bruce Wayne, the very jaded, like, the world sucks Bruce Wayne. Yeah, like that line in this, I don't have to believe in the world, just got to save it. That's definitely something someone who's been doing this for decades would say. Yeah, and I thought the movie was good, and I think DC gets a lot of unnecessary hatred, maybe because Marvel got rolling first on the whole cinematic universe thing. Yeah, and I don't know. I've seen several DC movies now, and I don't think that they're necessarily worse than the Marvel movies. That's the thing that's so weird about this movie, is that the Rotten Tomatoes ratings. Did you ever see those? I saw that it was really low, but I didn't go see what it actually was, because I honestly don't trust Rotten Tomatoes to tell me anything about a movie anymore, because I've watched so many movies that they thought sucked and I loved. Yeah, like I said before, that's the great thing about movies, is that they're open to interpretation. But the weird thing about this movie is that between the critics' rating and the audience rating, it was so divided, or so contrast to each other, rather. And that's, I think, the last number, I'm trying to remember the numbers. I believe the critic rating was 40%, which isn't the worst ever, but it's really bad, especially for something that big. But the audience was like 80-something. Like, I want to say it was like almost 90% approval. Yeah, almost everyone I've talked to that actually went and saw it has loved it. Yeah. And I'm seeing all these articles now that it's like lost Warner Brothers a lot of money, and they're worried they're going to kill the entire DCEU.
I don't think so.
And I hope they don't do that.
Well, I mean, they have a reset button built into their lore. They have Flashpoint. So it's sort of like a canon mulligan that the DC has in their closet waiting for them to use. I hope they don't use it yet, especially as a result of this, but
they're not going to get rid of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. They're going to keep her.
Yeah, they definitely want to keep her. There was talk that she was wanting to leave, but the person that she had a personal beef with, I guess he's gone now, so she's going to be staying on as Wonder Woman. But there's also Ben Affleck who's being a cunt and wanting to leave Batman.
Well, he's said a few times that he wanted to, and then changes his mind or.
Well, I mean, the reasons, of course, I'm not in the circle, so I don't know. But the reasons that I saw was because he wanted to, it was either write or direct the Batman standalone movie. And Warner Brothers or someone didn't like it, and they kind of strong-armed him off of it, and him basically throwing a fit and saying, well, I'm just going to leave Batman altogether. It's like, don't be an asshole, man. Come on.
Yeah, I don't think they should let him write or direct it. I haven't really liked a lot of things that he's written or directed. So
apparently Argo did very, very well. I mean, it was at least Oscar nominated. If it didn't win, I want to say it did win, but
I don't think he's right for the DC universe, though. I mean,
maybe, but I think he's great as Batman, and he needs to stop being a little cunt and just play Batman.
Yeah, I think they've got the right people in the right spots right now.
However, I am super excited about seeing John Winchester as Batman.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
That's for the Flashpoint movie, right?
Yeah, if they do decide to go ahead and do Flashpoint, and they get Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play Batman as the Flashpoint Batman, holy shit, that would be awesome.
It's kind of funny. You're talking of him as John Winchester. You realize to everybody else that's Negan, right?
Yeah, Negan from Walking Dead.
I'm now like a season and a half behind on The Walking Dead because I just got tired of it and stopped watching it.
Really? Oh.
Dude, it got so damn slow.
Well, how do you up the game on Negan's season premiere where he just kills everybody?
I don't know, but it got so slow that I feel like I would watch like an hour of television and nothing fucking happened.
That's true.
And I'm like, fuck, man. And I just got behind on it. And at this point, I don't even care if I hear spoilers. And it'll be like, oh, so-and-so died. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's sad. I definitely felt that way last season. Last season, it took 3/4 of the season to actually build up the whole story, which I get that the whole Negan story is very big. But yeah, it was only the last few episodes were actually exciting, but the rest of it was just painful every week. It's just, let's get through this shit. But now...
This is the slowest it's moved since it's been on the farm.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
That was the lowest their ratings have been since that season, too.
Yeah.
This is the lowest ratings The Walking Dead has turned in since that season.
Wow. It's, I'm actually behind on all of my fall shows. I love the Flash TV show. I love the Arrow TV show. And, of course, Walking Dead. I haven't watched any of them because I'm still trying to get caught up with Supernatural. I'm a few episodes in season 10.
I'm actually fully caught up with that. Been watching the 13th season online.
Yeah, you told me that before. And that's the thing is I feel like even though I'm enjoying the hell out of it, I do feel like it's no, I got to just keep pushing through. I got to get caught up. Come on. I haven't even seen The Punisher yet, and I've heard literally zero negative things about that.
It is awesome. I have 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
And I have enjoyed every single episode of that show.
Yeah, I haven't even watched that.
Even when it moves slow, the intensity of it is just awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I just got to get caught up on Supernatural, man. So much shit's happening. I have a theory. I ran it by Erica, and she didn't give anything away, and I want to run it by you just so I could tell you that and everyone listening. Okay, let me give some context to it. Kevin, who was the prophet, who was supposed to read the demon tablet and the angel tablet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is said before that only one prophet can be alive at once. And they were like, well, what happened to Chuck? And they kind of just like, oh, he's missing. Okay, well, here's Kevin. First of all, I don't think Chuck is dead. But at the same time, like they said, two prophets can exist at one time. So, I think, obviously Chuck is still alive. He never died. And that he's being possessed by someone. And I have it down to two different people. I think he's either being possessed by Lucifer, which I don't really think so because the actor who plays Lucifer in the show did such a well job. And I think he became sort of a fan favorite. The only other person I can think of is God. I don't know how they're going to tie that in. I don't know how they're going to do that. But I think Chuck is alive and he's being possessed by God or Lucifer. Could be that too. And yeah.
Yeah, you'll just have to wait. I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. Well, right now I'm at where Dean was a demon and he's dealing with the whole mark of Cain and, shit like that. Crowley being a little bitch with his human feelings. But yeah.
Yeah, he's acting decidedly not demonic at that point.
Yeah. It's a great show, though. I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
He needed a friend. He's never had any real friends.
He just wants to be loved.
Don't
I deserve love?
It's all because they messed him up, making him feel human for like a minute.
Yeah. Which I don't know how I feel about that. Just because they inject human blood, a demon starts to feel human again? That's weird. I don't know.
It seemed like there was more to it than that.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Well, first of all, what's been on your mind this week?
Oh, hell, just, for me being in retail trying to get through Thanksgiving is just a blur.
Yeah.
I'm still watching that whole Alabama Senate thing, wondering how that's going to turn out.
Oh, still going after the Roy Moore thing?
Yeah, and he's losing in polls down there right now, so we'll see if he actually wins the election or not.
Mm.
I saw Trump said that since he denies it, he believes him.
Wait, he says he believes Roy Moore, so he believes him? Say that again?
Yeah, he's still endorsed Roy Moore, even after all this, saying that he believes him when he denies it.
Oh, weird.
And that he would rather not have a liberal in that seat.
Oh, for fuck's sake, with that shit.
It just made me laugh. I was like, oh my god, this guy, how is he our president? Oh my god. That and if you've never seen the video of him trying to drink water, it's absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, he just fails to even look like a person drinking water.
Who?
Trump.
He doesn't know how to drink water?
Just sometime look up the video. It's like Trump trying to drink out of a water bottle, and it's like he opens it up all weird, and then he like makes like a drinky face with his mouth, like he's got his lips all pursed out, and he's holding it in like both hands, and then he just like pitches it back all of a sudden. It's so weird. It's like it looks like someone trying to take a shot that they think is going to make them throw up or something. Maybe not even like that. Is
this on YouTube? Can I look this up?
Oh, I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen it on Facebook. And it made me laugh because I was just like, "What are you doing? Who drinks water like that?"
All right, let's look this up. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a super. It's not super interesting, but I was just like, "Who the fuck drinks water like that?"
All right, here we go.
They don't have water. That's okay.
Well, he looks super pissed. There's no water.
No, it's okay.
Oh, wow.
Japanese manufacturers, Toyota and Mazda. In China, we also announced $250 billion worth in trade investment deals that will create jobs in the United States. From China, I flew to the city of Da Nang in Vietnam to attend the leaders' meeting for APEC, Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation.
Oh, my God. I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
I mean, you almost would be like, if you never drank out of a water bottle before?
I don't know.
Like, it's so strange, right? It's just, who does that?
It reminds me of like when an old lady is drinking a cup of coffee that's really hot, where they grip it with both hands and you're like, hoo, 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 hot, hot, you know?
Yeah, something like that. It's very weird.
I think he's a fucking alien.
Dude, that's one of the memes I saw from that. It's like whenever your whenever your reptilian side is showing.
Oh, there they go with that shit again.
Yeah, that one just made me chuckle a little bit.
Well, you know what's been on my mind? I don't know where I stumbled across this, but I went into a rabbit hole recently. And it was concerning the whole sexual allegations that we've been having, like we covered the previous episode. And it was the clip of a 2005 episode of Family Guy. You may already know what I'm coming to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was this scene where Brian and Stewie make a bet, and Stewie runs across a mall naked and says, "Help, I've just escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement." Now, this was 12 years ago, okay? And it was really interesting to me, and it made me start to think about all the Simpsons stuff, where like the Simpsons are predicting the future and everything, like they had Donald Trump as president. And there was also that thing, I'm not really sure what year this was, but it was the year that Seth MacFarlane hosted the Oscars. And he made some, at the time, seemed like off the cuff joke about not having to pretend to be attracted to Henry Weinstein again.
Harvey Weinstein.
What'd I say?
Henry.
Yeah, fuck. Harvey Weinstein. And it just got me thinking, it was just like, wow, how much does everyone know in that whole Hollywood circle? How much is whispered about, the rumors?
Well, there's rumors for some stuff, but the Harvey Weinstein thing, he actually knew. This was actually covered. Like he made that quip because he knew about the kind of shit that Harvey was up to.
Yeah.
But the person who had told him about it, I'm trying to remember exactly who it was that had told him, asked him to not say anything.
And he did anyway.
No, asked him, well, he made a joke. He didn't actually go, he was tempted to like just go straight public with what he knew.
Oh.
So he made a joke at him instead and, kind of took a shot at him, but he didn't go public with what he actually knew. And the girl actually tweeted and said that, because people were like getting mad at Seth for saying that like he tried to bury it, and the girl that had told him about it said, "Don't be mad at Seth. He did exactly what I asked him to do."
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's weird, especially like shows like The Simpsons and Family Guy who became super popular and have been around for so long that it's almost like they're delivering messages, but in the form of comedy. So it's not like a whistleblower necessarily. They're disguising it as comedy, but they're really giving they really have some in-depth messages, some of them. And I think that was one of the things, the whole Kevin Spacey thing, because this was 12 years ago. And of course the whole Weinstein thing as well. I mean, there was that thing where Rosie O'Donnell made a tweet talking about that, basically saying that Kevin Spacey was a piece of shit and that everyone knew he was a piece of shit for decades. And unbeknownst, she didn't really think that through because she kind of dug herself in a hole because someone made a comment on that tweet saying, "So wait a minute. You're saying that you knew about this and you didn't come forward with it?"
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, wait a minute. If everybody knew, then you knew.
Yeah. And then she went on to blame, straight white men, that's whatever Rosie O'Donnell's doing these days. But it's really weird thinking about it. Like, I got lost in a rabbit hole about this stuff. It's like, how deep is that Hollywood circle and how dark is it?
Well, you've heard the Corey Feldman allegations, right? What he's accused.
Yeah, I think he's an interesting case because, first of all, I don't doubt most of what he says. I think he definitely comes across as definitely genuine with it. But the thing that makes me kind of side-eye him a little bit, like, is the fact that he's asking for donations to get a team of lawyers, get security, and basically fund a movie that's going to out all these people that he knows that does this stuff. And as soon as someone starts asking for money for some sort of a cause, I mean, history has shown you can't really trust anyone who says that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, yeah, but sometimes others, I think that there could be a point to actually trying to draw money up and needing money for something. But it's interesting that
it makes sense. It makes sense that he would need all that stuff in order to make it as public as he's wanting to, it seems. But again, I mean, he's asking for money. So I think what happened to him really did happen, but I'm just worried that he might be exaggerating some of it just to get those donations.
I don't know, like at this point with the shit that's come out of Hollywood, I believe him.
Yeah, especially now with all of these people. I mean, Ben Affleck, we were just talking about him. He's been accused of sexual assault.
Oh, I actually hadn't seen that Affleck had.
Yeah, it was some interview that he did, if I remember correctly. Again, this was years ago, but it was some interview that he did where, I don't know, he was acting inappropriately. I'm not really sure. You could probably actually pull up the video clip. Let's try to look that up real quick, see if it can give any context to this. Okay, it's 5 minutes long, so I won't really, I'm trying to find just like a little clip. Oh, it says right here, here's a 24-second clip. It says Ben Affleck gropes Hillary Burton on TRL. Let's give this a look.
You're always like, I'm just free-spirited. It's so nice to see you.
And he wraps his arm around me and comes over and tweaks my left boob.
Nice to see you.
I don't know what happened, but literally all of a sudden I was like, ooh. I'm just like, what are you doing? And there was a little squeeze. I don't know. We played the tape over a couple times.
Yeah, he pulled that move.
That's
for
his
sure.
move, yeah.
Some girls like a good tweakage here and there. I'd rather have a high five.
You're always like...
Wow.
Yeah, you can't actually see where his hand is in that, but...
The way she reacts is definitely like, whoa, wasn't expecting that. I don't know. Can I play devil's advocate for a second?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, I'm not saying that anything that anyone does in that situation is correct or right or anything like that. But don't you think that that's sort of a side effect of all that fame and money and everyone, like, surely, especially back in the day, Ben Affleck had just truckloads of women throwing themselves at him, right? So,
I think you lose touch.
Yeah.
I definitely think you lose touch with standard, normal, acceptable human behavior. Not that excuses it, but okay, I wouldn't do that. I'm just a regular fucker because I expect some sort of very strong reaction back at me if I were to behave like that.
Right.
But he's probably in a situation where he's just like, I can just do this.
Yeah. They're okay with it. They like me.
No one's going to say anything to me. I'm Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
famous Hollywood movie star. I'm rich as shit.
Yeah, and then...
no one cares.
Then you scale it up all the way to Harvey Weinstein, who's like this super powerful guy in the Hollywood scene. I mean, again, not saying that what any of them did was right, but it's kind of like, well, of course. His ego has been inflated so much, he's probably gotten away with a lot of shit. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not. I'm not saying that I have such a negative view on humanity that it's expected. Like, of course that would happen, but at the same time, I understand why they feel like that's okay in a way.
Well, for one, I mean, you're still talking about totally different things there. For Affleck, you're looking at like a dumbass celebrity lapse in judgment there.
Yes,
like
that's definitely
not something like predatory. Like with Weinstein, you're talking about him holding people's jobs and careers over their heads if they don't give him what he wants, and he's being predatory and using his position of power to coerce and force women into a sexual situation with him. You're talking about two totally different levels there. Like,
yeah, it's all under the same umbrella of sexual misconduct, harassment, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the difference that Ben Affleck did to what Weinstein did and Kevin Spacey, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, to me, there's a totally different element whenever it becomes predatory. Like Affleck, it's like you fucking dumbass. I mean, apologize for that shit. Don't ever do it again. It's not like you're a horrible piece of shit because you did that.
That particular that particular clip reminded me of like the stereotypical frat boy at a party.
Yeah, and that probably shouldn't be okay anymore either. That probably should have never really been okay. Like, just, I don't know. I think that it's changing, and I think that the dynamic between men and women is changing and changing for the better.
Yeah, but how long has this been going on? That's part of the rabbit hole that I got myself into, was thinking about, like, how far back does this go? Because you have stuff all the way back to the rumors about Marilyn Monroe being passed around, like, casually. Like, yeah, just, take her, allegedly, I should say. And that was decades ago.
She was also the president's mistress.
Yeah, there's that. That was very publicized, too. But it's like, there's like this, it's almost like there's this subculture of fame, wealth, power, and whatever means you came to those things. And there's some dark shit in that. And if you really think about it, it's like, well, of course. I mean, you have fame, money, power. You basically feel invincible. Your ego is so inflated that you feel like you're untouchable.
But you know what they say? They say power corrupts.
Well, of course.
And I think it does. I think it takes a certain type of person to not let power, turn them into the more base side of humanity. To not let it fuel your ego and make you feel untouchable and feel like that you're above everyone. And of course, I'm just spitballing here because I don't know what power feels like. I don't know what wealth feels like. I don't know what it feels like to be in those shoes. Especially
to that level. Like I said in the previous episode when we were talking about Conor McGregor, the Mayweather money changing him, I think it's really easy for people to say, I wouldn't change. I'd be the same old me.
Well, let me shoot $100 million into your bank account overnight and see how you feel.
And fame.
Yeah, and fame. And you can walk out your front door and people are trying to talk to you. And
actually, a lot of that stuff that celebrities talk about actually seems that really seems annoying, especially to a point. People just walking up to you.
Choose that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like you could live somewhere else, but you're choosing to live in L.A.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone expects it to be that way. They all they see is the good side to it. They don't think about the negative side to it.
Well, that's definitely true. I don't think people expect it.
Yeah.
But they probably should. I mean, it's pretty well documented at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you have the type of actors that love the craft, love the art of acting. And I think for the most part, at least, those are the ones who handle their fame pretty well. And then the ones who get into acting because they're good looking and they want attention, I guess sort of the Paris Hilton effect, maybe. And not to,
I think that's a totally different thing.
Well, not to throw her under the bus, but it was sort of the first thing that came to mind. Kim Kardashian, there's a more contemporary example. And yeah, I think there's some serious negative and sometimes dark sides to fame. I mean, you have especially for women, because you have like really vicious, scary stalkers that send you death threats and follow you home and shit. It's freaky.
And people trying to hack your phone to get your nude pictures.
Yeah. I don't think I just wouldn't take pictures of myself. How about that?
I already don't.
Well, yeah, I think that's another mindset. It's like, why would you take pictures of yourself? First of all, I get it if you want to like send it to someone, but to take that many and keep them on your phone, that's a little weird.
Well, a lot of them get straight uploaded to the cloud now too.
Like
you snap a picture, it gets straight uploaded to the cloud.
That's true. That's scary too.
And then you've got people checking out your dick pics.
Oh boy. Luckily, I have never taken one, so
send them nudes.
Oh man, I never understood it. I don't know.
Send them nudes.
Are you still waiting on the nudes from our listeners, Jonathan?
No.
You said that at the end of one episode.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, so you just say things. You don't remember what you said. You just do it.
I just say the first thing that comes jogging through my brain. I don't pause to consider whether I should or not. Well, who has time for that? Life is short.
So what's the first thing that comes to mind right now?
I mean, you can't put me on the spot like that.
Oh, no.
That makes me think about it.
Yeah, that's not the point. The point is for you to say exactly the first thing that comes to mind, not think about it.
Yeah, but you can't tell somebody, hey, say the first thing that comes out of your head, don't think about it. Because the moment you say don't think about it, they're like, why shouldn't I think about it? And now they're thinking about it. Because that's how the human brain works. Like, do not picture a pink elephant right now.
That's that weird game. I was working at a GameStop a long time ago, and one of the games that they played, because it was a shitty job, was this game where you lost if you thought about the game.
Oh, God. I've heard of that. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb, but at the same time, it's like, well, I guess I get it. It's kind of a weird, quirky game, but yeah. Anyway.
That's like the thing where you try to get people to look at that, like, OK symbol you're making with your hands. You draw that? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, the very 90s thing. Yeah.
Yeah, where you're trying to get people to look.
You looked. I get to hit you.
Yeah, that's... I mean, just go ahead and nut up. Play the game like from that movie Waiting.
Oh, my God. Well, if you remember, sir, well, I didn't, but you and a few other people did in high school.
I know, it was hilarious.
It is not hilarious. What are you talking about?
It was absolutely hilarious.
I think John got me with the goat like 2 or 3 times throughout high school. Hey, Sean, hey, Sean, look. God damn it, John!
Oh, God, now I'm going to have to explain what the goat is.
Well, okay, fine, go ahead.
So, for anyone who has not seen the movie Waiting...
First of all, you need to watch it. Especially anyone who's ever in their life worked in the restaurant industry, watch that movie. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It's hilarious. Ryan Reynolds is in it, and like right at the start, he has to explain the game to this guy. And basically, the whole premise of the game is to get them to look at your dick or balls, and if they do, you call them a homo and kick them in the ass.
Yeah, very not game. 2017.
Yeah, very much not. Very, very much...
early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s. So, but there were, if you just kind of look at it, that's one kick. But who wants that? You could do various different things with it, and then if they look at that, that's more than one kick.
Like, give us some examples.
I'm just going to go straight for the best, the goat.
You were a god among men.
There's also the brain. Never mind. There's the brain.
You did the brain to me too many times to count. The brain
is where you take your ball sack and you kind of clench it in your fist a little bit to where the ball's coming on the other side. It looks like a brain. It's simple.
Oh my God.
And then the goat, which you're a total legend if you can pull the goat off. Basically, you drop trowel, bend over like you're going to moon them, but you've got your cock and balls tucked back between your legs, so they have to look at your ass and your cock and balls. And that's the goat.
This is the same species that went to the moon, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, I'm starting to understand maybe why they say that you shouldn't show movies to teenagers. I mean, because we didn't think of any of that shit. We saw a dumbass movie and started doing it.
It's true.
We're just like, hey, we're going to do that.
Yeah. Well, dude, you remember Robbie? I won't say his last name on air, but...
Yeah, I remember him.
Dude, me and him were obsessed with Jackass for a little while. And we were trying to do that shit. We are so fucking lucky we didn't get more hurt than we did. Because oh my God, it's so stupid.
Oh yeah, I mean, and a lot of people were doing that crap back then. And
like we weren't even filming each other. We were just doing it.
But now it's like there's like a whole category of YouTube devoted to it. Like, hey, here's people doing stupid shit, but they're not even making money like the Jackass people are. They're just getting people to watch them do things that suck, whether it's eating fucking ghost peppers or jumping off of some shit. Like, I saw a video the other day where a guy literally rides a bicycle into a cactus, and I'm like, why the fuck are you doing that?
Wait, wasn't that something that Steve-O kind of?
Yes, he had a guy that wanted to do something with him, and he got the guy to ride a bicycle into a cactus. And I guess that doesn't count because it involves a Jackass cast member. But God, man, it's just so much.
I mean, even today, Steve-O's still a crazy guy. I mean, his stand-up routine is basically him doing Jackass stunts.
Yeah, it's really weird. If I was him, I'd wish I got famous for something else.
I think he does too, like deep down.
Well, there is that part in Jackass 3 where he's doing something, I forget what stunt it is, and he's just like, why do I have to do this? And the guy's like, because you're Steve-O. He's like, why do I have to be Steve-O? like,
wow.
Yeah, he just says it like right on camera in Jackass 3. Which that's funny, because Jackass 3, you could kind of tell that like all of them hate it now.
Yeah, it lost its...
None of them looked like they were having fun anymore.
It lost its magic from when it was just a TV show on MTV. For them, definitely.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Didn't Johnny...
And then you had the spin-off shows.
Yeah, nope, no. Anyway.
Dude, Viva La Bam was hilarious, and you know it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. That one was pretty good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, doesn't Johnny Knoxville have, like, a permanent injury to something involving his dick? Like, he has to piss in a bag now?
I heard that, but I don't know if it's true.
I don't know. I think I heard it from Steve-O.
I don't know if that's true or not. That sounds like something we should Google.
All right.
Johnny Knoxville's cock injuries.
Oh, he has a broken penis, apparently.
What?
Yeah, that was the first thing that came up. It says, Jackass star Johnny Knoxville may have sustained many injuries on camera, but perhaps none as painful as a broken penis. And it has a video that I kind of don't want to watch.
Oh, wow, maybe he really does have to pee in a bag. It would explain why he's not in a ton of movies.
Hold on. I mean, fine. Let's watch this damn thing. Shit.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to backflip this son of a bitch, but I'm going to try.
Uh-huh.
Evil would have tried.
Just hang on harder than you ever hung on. Like, even when you're stroking it, hold on to it 3 times harder than that.
Yeah, that'll keep it
safe. I have a loose grip, Mike.
Yeah, you gotta have a tight grip for this one.
Oh, yeah?
Here's the ramp. Just go that way real fast.
Oh, it's that easy.
I'm going to quit being a little bitch about it and just lay on the throttle and lean back.
Just gonna keep
in third gear?
Never, ever, ever let off the gas. All the way up, you're going to be in the air for quite a long time. So don't do anything rash. You lean back, you stay with it, you hold on to the bike, It's going to feel like a long time. It will come all the way around. If for some reason it's not or whatnot, you have plenty of time to ditch it. Whatever you do not ditch the bike right away, because if you go like this and ditch the bike, then it goes 40 feet in the air and lands on you.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and I'm about to backflip this bike.
I am Johnny Knoxville. God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Man, if I was his friend, I'd be a nervous wreck, man. Like, if this was you doing this shit, I'd be a nervous wreck.
Dude, I wouldn't want to do, like, any of that shit. I don't like the idea of severe personal injury. Well, I mean, I've boxed before. It's different, though.
This guy who's clearly never been on a dirt bike before is trying to do a backflip, and he's like 50 feet in the air. And he keeps wrecking. Oh my God, the bike almost landed on top of him. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think it should be relaxed.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, dude, yeah, I wouldn't even want to do that shit, man. The thought of, like,
it just landed on him. Oh my God.
That's probably how he broke his dick.
Paramedic.
Yeah, throw your hand in the air. Yeah, you're so awesome. Jesus Christ.
That's probably coming down.
Oh my God, it looked like the handlebar just hit him right in the dick.
Oh, oh yeah, I feel great.
Good job, man.
Yeah, woo.
Ultimate crash of the weekend. Record crash. Knoxville. Oh my balls aren't that big to begin with.
Never failure in life unless you fail to get back up. Evil Knievel.
You got hit in the balls so hard it broke the bar.
Oh,
dude,
I'm sorry.
I
thought you were going to come to... Oh, man.
I don't think that's...
The handlebars hit his dick so hard, it broke.
I'm surprised you just got to the ramp, much less... Go check.
Yeah, you should go check. Is that what you were talking about over there?
Oh my God.
We'll check right away.
He just said, I hope that was pee coming out, not blood.
So let me get the boots off, and because something's happening. What does that mean if blood's coming out? Like, ruptured something? And I feel fine. I just felt like I was pissing my pants, but I realized it's just blood. And I'm afraid to really look.
For a man that can't ride a motorcycle, he went big. And kept getting up, kept trying it again. Even when everyone else was going, dude, I don't think it's going to work. He said, I can do it. And now his dick's bleeding, so I think that's a good call to stop.
Oh, my God.
This really sucks for the Evel Knievel tribute. Me getting in an ambulance. Oh, there goes our show. Why couldn't I got a broken arm or leg or, like, broken cog? Well, no. I got blood shooting out my pee-pee. I injured the only body part that means anything to me.
Dude, that is fucked up, man.
And the desire to be rich and famous is so strong that you would literally risk breaking your dick.
Oh, my God. That was hard to watch, man. That bike coming down right on top of him like that.
He went on doing shit like that afterward.
Yeah.
He learned nothing.
Huh. Well, there is that.
He learned absolutely nothing from that experience. I mean, they did all sorts of shit like that. Like, there was one where they were basically playing like I forget the name of the game. It's like you got like a wooden mallet and then these kind of glass overgrown pool balls. What's that game called?
Oh, croquet?
Yeah, croquet. Well, they were doing that, and they were just hitting the croquet balls into each other's dicks while they'd all sit there in like the nice V-sit position, like you know V-sit and reach whenever you're in school.
Yeah.
And they just sit down in that position and get a croquet ball hammered into their dick.
Well, that's a good idea.
And we all watched it. I watched that shit.
Yeah, I think I remember that as well. I can't believe I actually found that funny. Because
I watched one where they like dropped a ball off a roof on it.
Oh my God.
I want to watch that shit back now and see if I still find it as funny as I used to.
I don't know, because thinking about that croquet one, it's like, I remember laughing at that, but thinking about it now, I'm just like, oh my God, that was on cable. What is that? It's like that, I mean, it's definitely not to that same degree, but what is that, Pain Olympics or whatever the fuck?
Oh, God, yeah. I've had people try to get me to watch that so many times, I absolutely refuse to watch it. There's nothing anyone can do to get me to watch that. Someone tried to describe it to me once, and I was like, nope, never watching that. I mean, it's basically people cutting off dicks and shit, from what I was told. Like, splitting it in half, one guy does.
Oh!
Why?
Oh, my God!
Why?
Yeah, what do you get for that? What is your reward for winning the Pain Olympics, or whatever the hell it's called?
Should probably be a bullet to the back of the dome, but I don't know, man. That's just one of those things where people have tried to get me to watch that, and stuff like that, and I won't. There's no motivation for me to want to see that.
What was that show? I believe it was MTV. I want to say it was the mid to late 2000s it was on air. It was basically people breaking bones and shit, like skateboarding and stuff.
I never saw it.
It didn't last very long, and I even when it came out, I watched like part of an episode until some dude broke his ankle or something. I was like, fuck this, I ain't watching this again, and it's not going to last anyway. God, I wish I could remember that show. But yeah, I mean, it was basically the Pain Olympics toned down a little bit and put on TV. It was. Yeah,
I have no desire to see that.
Yeah, it was a TV show about people breaking bones and shit. Some people love that. My aunt, she doesn't love it, but it doesn't bother her. Like seeing someone break their arm or something and have it flop around everywhere doesn't bother her. But like when
if it happens in the context of like a fight or something like that, it doesn't bother me as bad.
It does me. Like when Silver broke his leg, I was like, oh no.
Well, yeah, I mean that was a particularly bad example.
That was pretty bad.
Like the slow-mo where you could actually like watch the now limp leg wrapping around Chris Weidman's leg. God. It's not supposed to do that.
Oh man, that's so. It makes my skin crawl. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
what was that? Was it John Jones that like broke his toe?
Yeah, it was in the fight with Chael.
Jesus Christ, man. Like, especially the way it broke. Like, he was basically, like, just bracing himself with his leg. And I guess the weight of, that he was trying to support just broke his toe and was, like, pointing upwards. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, pretty gnarly, some of the stuff that can happen. Have you ever seen where Frank Mir broke it was Little Nog's arm?
Wait a minute, I thought that was Vanderlei Silva.
No, that was I mean, Vanderlei may have done it too at some point in his career, but
No, not him. Like Vanderlei Silva, like he got him in a Kimura, I think it was, and Vanderlei being a monster, he didn't tap, and he just went, and it like popped, and you saw it pop.
In this one, it was an arm bar, and like he literally you basically see him just like pull his shoulder out.
That may have been it. Yeah, that actually may have been it. I could have sworn that was Vanderlei.
Not that I remember. I remember being Nogueira.
That actually, yeah, I think you're right. I think we were thinking of the same thing, but for some reason I replaced him with Vanderlei. But yeah, he just after his shoulder popped out, he just kind of looked at it like, oh shit, that happened. It's like,
yeah, I mean, what in the shit?
I don't know, like I could just imagine myself, like if I feel myself fucked, like they have me in an arm bar, a deep arm bar or whatever, I'm probably going to tap as soon as I can. Like,
yeah, I mean, well, that's the sane thing to do. Like, oh, please don't break it.
Yeah, it's a normal thing, but
well, it takes a certain kind of mentality to want to get in there with another trained athlete that's trying to take your fucking head off. That does take a certain mentality.
Yeah, could you do it?
I mean, I've boxed, but
no, I mean like it's either tap or get your arm broken.
Oh, God, no, not without tapping. I'd tap in a heartbeat. I'd be like, no, don't fucking break my arm. I'll tap. It'll be okay.
You win.
Yeah, we can fight again some other day with my arm that has not been pulled out of the socket.
Oh, boy. Well, do we have any Ask Anything questions?
We had one. It was Thanksgiving related.
Okay.
It was like, what's your favorite tradition and what's one you'd like to start?
My favorite tradition and one that I guess my favorite tradition is eating, right?
I was going to say my favorite tradition, football.
Football, woo!
Thanksgiving football.
I don't know. We have a lot of movie traditions in my family. Like on Christmas, we always watch Christmas Vacation, that National Lampoon Chevy Chase movie.
I thought you were going to say Die Hard.
No. So, yeah, I think the Thanksgiving, we would always watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is John Candy and Steve Martin, 80s comedy. So that's probably my favorite tradition. So yours is football.
Yeah, we would always watch the football games. I mean, there was like a whole bunch of, back in the day, there was a whole bunch of, traveling to other family members' homes and then sitting around and pretending to have some sort of real connection with these people while we talked about nothing. I don't miss that a bit.
Yeah.
But I don't miss that a bit. Like, I mean, the people that I care about, I see on, like, the family members, like, they're still around, but having to go there and sit there and pretend to connect with these people while missing stuff that I probably would have actually enjoyed, that I don't miss that a bit.
You see, I'm sort of on the opposite end of that because, well, I mean, all of my family's in, like, North Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina. I think the closest person to me is my family in North Carolina, and that's still, like, 3.5 hours away. So I think a tradition that I would like to start is getting all of family and friends and whoever together for Thanksgiving. I think that'd be pretty cool. Because, I mean, I only did, like, the big family gatherings, and it actually probably wasn't even that big either, because I remember going from, like, my mom's parents' house to my dad's parents' house, so it was never, like, one big gathering. But I think that'd be something that I would enjoy. Because, I mean,
yeah,
like, especially Christmas, like, we're planning on coming up for Christmas, but it's going to be, like, the middle of December. And if we can find a hotel, then it should be not nearly as bad. But if not, we're probably going to have to make it a day trip. So that's driving 3.5 hours, making like 3 different stops, and then driving back.
Good God.
Yeah. So, I mean, even with the hotel room, that's still 3 stops we have to make. And, yeah, it's exhausting. It kind of takes the It kind of takes the enjoyment out of it a little bit, even though I love seeing everybody.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a whole ordeal when you're going to go to, like, visit or anything, because, you're talking about 7 hours on the road just to visit.
Yeah.
And maybe to not even visit for all that long, really.
Yeah, especially if it's a day trip.
All that much. Not even to really get to do all that much with people. You're talking about 7 hours on the road.
Yeah.
That's if you never need a piss break or hit any traffic, which you're coming out of Atlanta, so good fucking luck not hitting traffic.
Yeah, that's inevitable.
It's inevitable when you would come into Asheville now, too, with all the damn construction they're doing. You'd hit it up here, too. Not like you hit it in Atlanta, but you'd still lose 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, where they've got multiple construction and stuff on 26, if you get in it, you can kiss 20, 30 minutes goodbye.
Mm.
I was talking to my mother the other day, said it took her literally a half hour to go 1 mile.
Jesus.
The other day because of it, and I'm just like, good God, that's it's like, this is just Asheville. It shouldn't have to be that way,
The weird thing about Atlanta, and anyone who lives in the area can relate to this, because it's a weird phenomenon that happens. There's something weird. This is my theory. There's something weird about the gravity on the interstates here. Because it seems like at least once a month, there's a tractor trailer that's tipped over. And it's just backs up traffic all to hell and everything like that. Like I was coming home one night from work. So it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was driving home. They closed down one lane on 285. And this particular part of 285, I think it was like 4 lanes on one side. So it had 3 lanes in the middle of the night. People still didn't know how to navigate this. They would still drive up all the way to the Merge Now sign and then force their way over, causing a backup.
Oh, God. Between that and the fucking rubberneckers, man. Like,
yeah.
We got to slow down to 5. I cannot tell you how many times I have passed a wreck that didn't even have a lane closure here where they managed to get the cars off the road. And traffic is going at like 5, 10 miles an hour.
What happened over there?
And I don't understand it, but as soon as we pass the wreck, everything just opens up and everybody's going fast again. I'm like, is this because somebody is up here at the front of this thing going, oh, I gotta look. Can I see a dead body? Is there a dead body? Can I see a dead body? Oh, God, I saw a dead body. Now I need therapy.
What is that? Why do we want to see tragedy like that?
I don't know. Fucking people are weird.
Yeah, we are weird. Because I think about it, and I'm like, they're stupid. But I know I do the same thing.
I mean, I'm not going to slow down. I mean, I'll look over.
Yeah, I don't think I slow down, but I'm like, what the fuck happened over there?
Rubbernecking motherfuckers.
I know. I can't help it. I'm curious. So what's a tradition that you would like to start?
Oh, shit. Everyone brings John presents as a rehearsal for Christmas.
Oh my God. That's so a John thing to say.
I'm just kidding, though. I honestly have no idea. I mean, because watching the football games is big to me. I'd probably like to keep that little tradition going.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty relaxing.
But as far as starting something new, I don't know. I really don't know. I'd probably have to actually have said family to have some idea of what I would want to do. But
I don't know. It kind of seems like nowadays most traditions are starting to die out or at least slow down in popularity. A lot of people are becoming not so traditional or tradition.
Everybody seems kind of jaded on it, don't you think? Like,
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's kind of like, everybody's slowly turning into Rocky Balboa from the first movie where he's like, it's just Thursday to me.
I don't think that was him being jaded, but okay.
I mean, it kind of was. I mean, he didn't really have any family or anything like that, so he's kind of just pointing out that, like, to him, it's just a Thursday.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's starting to, or a lot of people are starting to kind of feel that way. I was feeling that way this year. I actually said that to someone. I actually said it's just fucking Thursday to someone, and I think that's partially where I work in retail near it, and everything's all crazy, and people get fucking rude near the holidays.
They do. But is this just a change in perspective? Like when we were kids, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, they were all like awesome times. But now that we're getting older, we're starting to be like, oh my God, we have to do this shit now. I mean, is it the world changing or is it us?
Well, whenever I was a kid, it genuinely felt like the adults were more into it than I am.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe the adults were better at faking it, or kids are really bad at noticing it.
That might be it too.
To me, at least, seemed like the adults were more into this stuff than I feel like I am.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just because I don't have kids. I mean, maybe you're more into it whenever you've got kids to do this stuff.
Yeah,
for you have to tell me. But
there's definitely part of that, because before we had my son, I mean, I enjoyed Christmas just because I liked seeing everybody, but I didn't really care about it. Like, I think you remember, like, we barely, if at all, even decorated for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, now, like, this year and the previous year, I'm like, oh, let's get a tree, let's get the lights, let's get all this stuff. Yeah, Christmas, 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 Yeah, it's weird.
You see, I still like doing all that stuff just because I don't know what it is. For whatever reason, all the brightness and lights and stuff, it actually cheers me up quite a bit.
Yeah, see, my wife, Erica, she hates Christmas music. Like, oh my God, she hates it. I actually really like it. I agree with you. It's kind of relaxing.
Yeah, it's like all that stuff kind of, at least for me, like, it's kind of funny. Everybody talks about like holiday blues and holiday depression. For me, I'm actually like less depressed and less blue while all the lights are up and the cheery music is playing and all that. So
yeah,
like for me, the bummer month is January, where now it's just winter.
Now it just sucks.
There's no lights. There's no big celebrations coming. No, now it's just cold and it's snowing.
Yeah, by that time you're tired of the cold. You're tired of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
When's summer? Damn it.
Exactly, and if that snow comes any later than December 25th, I don't fucking want it. So
that's weird. Like, it seems like the past few years, if we got any snow, I mean, of course, being in Atlanta, if it flurries, the city shuts down. But it's like anytime there is snow, it's like February. I haven't seen snow at Christmas in years.
But yeah, well, there's that. Little meme of the time you guys got 1 inch of snow and it completely shut the interstate down.
It did too. Like, everyone stayed home. All the businesses were closed.
Someone took that Walking Dead poster that had Rick just walking down one side of the interstate, and all the cars like cockeyed and jammed up in traffic on the other side.
That's great.
And they replaced the words of The Walking Dead with 1 inch of snow.
Yeah, that's true. It's true though, man. Because, what was I doing at the time? When was that? Was that last year or the year before?
It's been at least 2 years. It might have been 3.
Okay, because I was wondering if I was still in culinary school at that time, because I had to go.
You definitely were.
I was? Okay. Because I had to go somewhere. Like, wherever I had to go, they weren't closed. And, yeah, I remember, like, the roads were completely empty, except for a couple 18-wheelers. It was empty.
Yeah, probably being from North Carolina, that was probably fun for you. You're probably just like, this is nothing. It's so empty.
It's really nothing. But at the same time, people up north look at North Carolina and say, bitch, that ain't shit. Come talk to me when you stop measuring your snow in inches and start measuring it in feet.
Yeah, well, at that point, you just can't go anywhere because, it's over your car.
They dig it out, man. They don't shut down.
Oh, if they shut down for snow, they probably never get anything done.
That's true, man.
Actually, the worst part of driving in snow is not driving in snow. It's other drivers. Because you get somebody that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
You know what's weird about that mindset?
What?
Everyone has it. It's never them. It's always the other people.
Like, for example, just one last year, coming home, we'd had a few inches of snow. Hadn't gotten bad yet, but I drive a pretty small car, so I need to get in. Well, coming up toward where I live, there's a really, really steep ass hill. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And as I'm starting up that hill, I've got 2 cars behind me. They're not worrying me because they're keeping their distance pretty good. But as I'm coming up the thing, there's a car that's like barely making it at the top. And I say car, but it's really an SUV. So he's got an SUV up here and he's like barely making it. And, a big thing whenever you're trying to drive in snow like that is to not lose your momentum, especially on a steep hill like that, because you won't be able to start back over.
Right.
So we're getting up there. I'm down. By the time we crest this hill, I'm down to like 5 miles an hour by the time we crest this thing. But the whole time, they're getting closer and closer to stopping, and I'm trying to stay off of them while the people behind me are now getting closer because I'm having to slow down for this guy.
Scary situation.
And I'm stuck in between them, and I can't tell if this guy's going to get stalled out or not. So I'm just going like, go, don't slow down, don't slow down, don't slow down, don't slow down. But as I was coming to the very bottom of the hill, I saw them getting on their brakes when they were near the top. I'm like, oh, fuck me, don't brake.
You push that pedal down.
It's like, just keep a constant speed. Don't brake. Don't brake. So, I mean, I'm just literally sitting there going like, if this guy fucks this up, I'm fucked too. Damn it.
Yeah, you're definitely hitting someone if he fucks up.
The only thing I could have tried is, and it would have been scary because I can't really see over the top of the hill, would have been to just try the oncoming lane and go around. I could have tried that.
Ooh.
And it was night, so I had like, that little clue of headlights to tell whether anybody was about to crest it.
Yeah.
But I would have had to have just tried going around him or just accept rear-ending him. And then probably getting rear-ended right after.
Oh, boy.
By the 1 to 2 cars that were behind me. So I was just like, oh, fuck you. Like, you're in an SUV. Why can you not go over this? I'm in a little tiny 4-cylinder car and I'm having no problems. Fuck you.
Well, I mean, besides the extra weight, it doesn't really matter. If it was 4-wheel drive, yeah, he should have been okay.
I couldn't remember if it was 4-wheel drive or not. I was too busy cussing at the guy. It's like, you stupid motherfucking piece of shit. I had everything under the book. I was just coming unglued.
But that is something that I actually think about when someone says, because I mean, in all honesty, I'm the same way when it comes to driving in snow. I don't really mind it as long as I'm the only one on the road. But at the same time, I know everyone else thinks that too. No one ever says, well, I don't trust myself in the rain. I don't trust myself in the snow. It's always the other people.
Yeah, well, those are the stupid ones.
Yeah. The person.
Not us.
Of course, not us. Except for the person you're calling stupid turns around and calls you stupid.
Oh, yeah, that person in that car's probably like, don't get close to me, don't get close to me, don't get close to me.
Get off my ass. God, what an idiot.
But he was definitely wrong in that situation. He or she, whoever that was. They were definitely in the wrong in that situation because I'm just like, oh, my God, don't hit your brakes when you're almost up it. Stupid fuck.
Yeah.
You don't hit your brakes when you're driving this slick shit anyway.
Oh, my God, that kind of reminds me of when I was in high school. I may have been like 16 or 17. I was going down Smoky Park. This guy was following too close behind me. And I guess that 16-year-old mentality of I'm invincible and I'm always right kind of thing, you know what I'm talking about? I decide to slam on my brakes. Brake check them. Now, I think the correct way to brake check someone is just tap your brakes, like to turn your lights on a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But no, I slammed on my brakes as if I was trying to not hit something. And this guy slammed on his brakes and was fishtailing and everything, and I just started going again. I was like, yeah, fuck you, don't follow behind me. But to him, I must have been the craziest person in the world. And I probably was. I mean, like, that's a very unnecessary reaction to someone following too close behind you.
Yeah, some unnecessary and unchecked aggression.
Yeah, that was weird. 16 is weird.
It was a good time, but I totally wouldn't want to do it again.
I'm not even sure it would be a good time.
I much prefer being an adult. I had fun, but I much prefer being an adult.
Right. Oh, did you see this video that I just posted on our Facebook page?
That you just posted? No.
I posted it today, like a couple hours ago. Go to our Facebook page, which by the way is facebook.com/Theory of Anything podcast. It's this little girl. I think she said it was like she's like 10 years old. And she is beating the fuck out of a tree. Like, the tree is exploding.
Oh, I've seen that before. I've actually seen that before. Yeah. Chick is swinging.
Dude. And I was actually having a conversation with my mom about this. She was like, I kind of wanted your opinion on it as well. At what point does it become, I mean, it's sort of a strong word to use, but for the lack of a better term, at what point does it become child abuse? Because, I mean, look at her. Look at her muscles, man. Like, she is ripped. And she is punching through a door.
Well, I mean, I don't think her parents are necessarily making her do this. Maybe that's what she likes.
That's possible, too. But, like, there has to be physical repercussions for doing it, and especially doing it this young before the body's, like, developed.
Well, I don't know how old she is. I mean, sometimes people are, like, stay small.
Well, this particular clip here, I think it showed her like 10 years old and like 7 years old and stuff like that. I don't know. It just made me think. It's super impressive. Like, I kind of can't wait until she's old enough to fight. I want to see her in kickboxing or something.
But I mean, of course, to answer your question, that's fucking terrible for your hands. Like, if my boxing coach had ever seen me punching a tree, he would have reamed my ass, man. I would have never heard the end of that.
Yeah, but then you have the Muay Thai philosophy of break it till it's stronger.
Yeah, but studies have actually shown that's not true.
Well, it is true. I mean, the bone does heal stronger, but it makes your joints fucked up.
I was going to say, it significantly affects your flexibility and your health.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely hit things a lot harder, but your joints are going to be in a lot of pain. And that's, and that's what I mean. Not necessarily her fighting, but the fact that she could do that to a tree. Dude, imagine her like 10 years from now.
Oh, man.
Oh, anyway, that was just a little thing that I posted on our page. Well, I think we're at a good spot to wrap it up. You have anything else you want to add? Anything else on your mind?
Nope.
I'm
going to think about lunch right now, but...
food.
Which is Thanksgiving leftovers.
Hell yeah, I'm going to make a ham sandwich. All right, well... Thank you all for listening. If you want to send in any questions for the Ask Anything segment, you can send it to our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Theory of Anything Podcast. We also have a Twitter, which is @ToA Podcast. And we also have an email, which is theoryofanythingpodcast@gmail.com. But until next week, thank you guys. My name is Sean.
And I'm John.
Later.